This is Cameron Chai from ASOM.com on behalf of VCAMM, coming to you from the Carbon Fibre Future Direction Conference in Geelong, Australia. The conference has been organised by VCAMM and Deakin University and sponsored by VCAMM, Deakin University and the Victorian State Government. And today we're speaking to Brad Dunstan, who's the CEO of VCAMM, and he's going to tell us a little bit about VCAMM and where they fit into the carbon fibre industry in Australia. How are you today, Brad?
I'm good, thanks, Cameron.
That's good. Now, can you tell us a bit about VCAMM first of all?
Sure. VCAMM is the Victorian Centre for Advanced Materials Manufacturing, and we've been in existence for around 8 years now, and we act as change agents and interface between industry and the R&D community. So our job is to help intellectual property out of the universities get into industry and create new products. And not only that, but we also work on strategic projects, and by that I mean large projects that can be a change to Australia or the state of Victoria with regards to manufacturing, advanced materials or advanced manufacturing projects. And the Carbon Fibre initiative that's brought this conference together here today is an example of that, where VCAMM has grabbed an initiative such as the establishment of carbon fibre manufacturing here in Australia and campaigned with government and with industry to make it relevant, and then secured funding and started to make it reality.
Excellent. All right, and where do you see you guys fitting within the carbon fibre industry?
Our role is effectively is to create that industry for Australia. So we're acting as an industry pool, if you'd like, almost at the moment. We're talking to government around creating interest in carbon fibre. We're interfacing with international carbon fibre manufacturers, both of the fibre and also of the composite structures. People like Mercedes-Benz, BMW, General Motors, Spirit Aerosystems, Boeing, Lockheed Martin, for example. Those guys, we're generating interest in Australia's capabilities and with those guys, so that there is then a market pull and interest in carbon fibre manufacturing for Australia. If we go back literally 12 months, the Australian market was very, very small for carbon fibre manufacturing. Australia consumed around 1% of the global carbon fibre market, and so we were of little interest to the carbon fibre manufacturers, and so therefore industry didn't have a raw material supply to start generating activity around carbon fibre, and so the large manufacturers, the aerospace manufacturers, couldn't see any reason to be involved with Australia. On a number of our travels and meetings, people would say to us, "You're less than 1% of the global market. Why would we pay any attention to Australia?" And from those discussions, we realised that we needed something to put a pin in the map for Australia with regards to carbon fibre. And I guess you could say, why is carbon fibre important, and why should Australia care about carbon fibre manufacture? A dear friend of mine, Professor Andrew Walker, said to me some 6 years ago that to be considered an advanced economy in the year 1900, you had to have a steel foundry. You had to be able to make iron components, cast iron components. After World War II, to be considered an advanced economy, you had to have an aluminium smelter. You had to be able to make aluminium. That was the way of the future. And now we're in the 21st century, you have to have a carbon fibre furnace. You have to be able to produce carbon fibre, because carbon fibre is the material of the 21st century. We're seeing activities with the car companies now moving into carbon fibre manufacture. We've seen BMW form a relationship with SGL to set up a dedicated carbon fibre plant for production of BMW vehicles. We've recently seen Mercedes-Benz sign a deal with the Japanese company Toray to set up a dedicated plant to supply materials. We've been in discussions with Volkswagen, and Volkswagen have indicated to us that by the year 2018 they believe they will need around 125,000 tonnes per annum of produced carbon fibre components. And to put that into perspective, the current global capacity for carbon fibre for all markets is between 45 and 50,000 tonnes. So Volkswagen alone is looking at consuming nearly 3 times that the current volume of carbon fibre. If Australia is to ignore that, we are going to be ignoring a huge groundswell in different and changing manufacturing. It'd be like saying Australia made 5.25-inch floppy drives back in the 1980s, but we didn't want to be involved with memory sticks because they're rubbish. You know, it's something we have to be aware of, and it's something that VCAMM has been driving the government and driving industry to try and pick up.
Right, and that's obviously part of why you've organised this conference, to try and bring more carbon fibre knowledge into Australia and expose Australia to the international market.
There's a few reasons for doing this conference, and I said in my welcoming speech just a little while ago that this is an educational conference. It's educational because we want the global users, and be that the Lockheed Martins, the Boeings, the Airbuses, etc., to tell us what their needs are, but it's also for us to educate them on what the capabilities of Australia is. Australia is in many cases one of the world's best kept secrets. People don't know what happens here, and so to bring these guys down to present, certainly they're educating us and telling us where we should be focusing our research activities, but also we're educating them on what the capabilities are here. And some of them have been here just a couple of days and they are massively impressed with what they've seen. It's not what they expected. I think they expected a desert scene here with some kangaroos hopping around. That's not what they've seen. And over the period of the week, apart from getting the information from them, we're also going to take them to a number of the research facilities here in Victoria and things like the synchrotron, so they can see that Australia has great capabilities, far more than they think, and therefore perhaps when they go back they'll think of partnering with Australia a little more seriously.
And what are some of these capabilities that you're going to be showing them? What are some of Australia's carbon fibre capabilities at the moment?
No, certainly the Deakin University has, in a very short period of time, 10 years literally, gone from nothing to being someone where we walk into places like Boeing and people say, often accompanied by Professor Bronwyn Fox, and we'll have senior technical fellows at Boeing saying, oh, Dr. Fox, well, Professor Fox now, Professor Fox, it's very nice to meet you, I've been reading your papers. And that's outstanding. So Bronwyn has pulled together a team which has done great work on alternate methods of manufacturing composite products. We've got CSIRO, which is obviously a world leader in a whole range of technologies, and their fibre facilities down here in Geelong are world class, and we're now seeing that capability turn towards carbon fibre research. So there's a whole range of very, very exciting opportunities to support the carbon fibre industry.
And where do you see the Australian opportunities for carbon fibre in the future?
There's a range. I mean, the demand for carbon fibre is going exponential. We just don't know where on the curve it is now. Are we in the low section of the exponential curve, or are we starting the upward climb? We're not quite sure where that is. If you look at the demand for steel, you look at the demand for aluminium, they follow these exponential curves. We're just not sure where we are on the carbon fibre curve. So Australia is a manufacturing economy. It's a mining economy, obviously, but it's also a manufacturing economy. So for us to position our manufacturers, our small to medium enterprises, in a position to be able to manufacture quality carbon components starting now, will put them in good stead when people like Volkswagen are saying, who's going to make 125,000 tonnes of carbon fibre components? So our opportunity is to set up good quality manufacturing. Our opportunity is with the universities to set up education around carbon fibre, so we deliver good quality graduates that are capable of taking roles in large international corporations who will then want to set up operations here in Victoria or in Australia. We've got a great facility just down the road from Geelong at Avalon Airport, which is a commercial runway with a lot of farm paddocks around it. It's a perfect opportunity for large aviation manufacturers to set up a facility and make a fuselage here using cheap power, good quality technical labour that exists in the Geelong region, roll it out onto the runway, load it into a Dreamlifter, fly it to Seattle to be assembled into a jet aircraft. So there's that. We can go into wind turbine. Australia has good opportunities for wind turbine manufacture. We can manufacture wind turbine blades here in Australia. Currently they're being manufactured overseas and imported. The freight penalty for each blade is around $200,000. So that gives us a competitive advantage if we can set up manufacturing. In Australia, there is something in the order of $30 billion worth of wind turbine projects approved and on the books at the moment. And of wind turbine manufacture, around 47% is composites. It's the blades, it's the nacelles on the front. The remainder is in the towers, the gearboxes, the generators, etc., and the assembly. But there's 47%, so roughly $15 billion worth of activity in composite manufacturing is there begging. And I think if you can't make an industry out of $15 billion, I don't know what it takes.
There's obviously massive opportunities there for Australian industry to pick up on these initiatives and things.
There is, and also the auto industry as well, and that's one of our passions is getting the Australian auto industry to help transform, to take its position in the global market. And that's why, as I said earlier, VCAMM is a change agent, and that's what we're trying to do here. We're trying to get industry to change to meet the future demands.
All right then, and VCAMM and Deakin University have formed the ACFRF,
the Australian Carbon Fibre Research Facility. That's correct. Yes, that facility was supported by the Victorian Government with a grant of $10 million to us to set up a facility down at Deakin University in Geelong to install a pilot line, as we call it, to manufacture carbon fibre. So the first carbon fibre to be manufactured in Australia will happen down the road here from Geelong at Deakin University. The unit will produce around 20 tonnes per annum. It's not much when you consider the volume of fibre, but it will be the world's first open access carbon fibre furnace. There are other furnaces out there that industry have. You can't get near them, you can't even see them. This will be the world's first one where people can come and run projects on this line. So it's a very exciting initiative. It'll be followed very closely by a furnace at Oak Ridge, at the Oak Ridge National Laboratories in the United States. They'll be working on particularly low-cost initiatives for the automotive industry, and we'll be working very closely with Oak Ridge in collaboration, not in competition, because we're looking at improving the carbon fibre performance. So we're looking for the aerospace, high-performance applications. Oak Ridge will be focused more on the low-cost applications. So we think we'll be able to do some exciting work in reducing the energy consumption, improving the efficiency, and improving the strength of fibres to take them areas where they haven't been before.
Okay, and when do you expect that facility to be up and running?
The facility,
fibre.
The building itself will be finished in middle of next year. The furnace will be installed and commissioned in around about 3 months. So we're hoping by early Q4 of 2012 that we'll have black fibre coming out and the facility will be declared open. However, you shouldn't think that will be the day that the carbon fibre facility starts. We're already employing researchers now to start research projects. We're already engaging with major international clients around research projects. So the guys the students we're employing now are going to be the people who run the facility when the line is up and running. So it's very exciting times for us now.
Yep, sounds exciting. All right, and if anybody wants more information on any of this, they can obviously go to your website.
That's right, www.vcam.com.au. That's correct, and drop us a line on the inquiries there, and we'd be very happy to talk to people on how we can work with them in promoting not only carbon fibre but other material science challenges.
Fantastic. All right, Brad, thanks very much for your time, and we look forward to hearing more about the ACFRF and its furnace and facilities when they're a bit more down the track, and maybe we'll come back and have a chat to you then.
That'd be great, Cameron. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Brad.
Bye.